Apple's iPhones come with an app called iMessage. This app is completely proprietary. You can only use it if you have an iPhone or a Mac. It also comes preloaded on iPhones by default, so most people in the US tend to use it automatically. iMessage allows chatting with other iPhone users in a modern messaging environment which runs over an internet connection similar to WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. When you send messages to any non-Apple consumer, like Android users, iMessage falls back to SMS, a text-centric messaging standard that dates back to the mid-80s and was absolutely not designed with modern messaging uses in mind. SMS doesn't have any other modern features like encryption, ability to send high-resolution media, or active typing indicators, among other things. On top of this, Apple mocks Android by using a prominent green background onto the message of anyone using an Android phone, the dreaded green text bubble that everyone talks about. This means that there's an obvious visual difference in the app between Android users and Apple users, artificially creating a kind of bullying towards Android users for using supposedly an inferior system. With this in mind, I think it is correct to say that the interaction between Android and Apple users through iMessage is not a rewarding experience for anyone involved. But the important question is this causing Android users to switch to Apple in the US? Let's see the data. Worldwide usage figures for iOS versus Android show Android as the clear winner, with 71% market share versus 28% for iOS. However, in the US the figures are very different. iOS has a 58% versus Android's 42%. Studies show that the green color that Apple uses for SMS communications plays an essential role in the decision of young people when choosing a new smartphone. One of the reasons is to fit in. If everyone has a blue bubble, that puts pressure on users with green bubbles, affecting the decision when buying a new smartphone. The blue bubble has gone from being a simple indicator and has become an icon of social status to know who has an iPhone. A green bubble is seen as something cheaper, inferior, and also with fewer features. In the Wall Street Journal, Tense explained how not having an iPhone and seeing green bubbles has become a bad thing. Adele Lowitz, an iPhone using student from Michigan who tried Android, says she realized the difference in status using an Android phone when a participant in her text group asked, "Who's green?" She also said that group calls didn't work as well as when using an iPhone. Another case is that of Ben Bayarin. He says that in his school the kids have a class group chat to talk with friends about homework, projects, etc. He said that his kid was being left out of the group chat because he was on Android and turned the thread green. So the question is, who's in fault for this? Google has worked with phone companies to introduce the RCS, Rich Communication Service, a replacement protocol for SMS with all the modern features of internet-based messaging applications. If Apple adopted this standard by replacing SMS with RCS, the problems will end. So why don't they do it? There are many reasons why Apple should adopt the RCS protocol, and only one very selfish reason why not. Apple has no financial incentive to do so. It may seem anti-consumer, and it is, but that's business. Apple refuses to adopt RCS so much that when asked if iMessage was going to support RCS recently, Tim Cook responded to the issue by saying, "Buy your mom an iPhone, if you want to end green bubbles." "I don't hear our users asking that we put a lot of energy," Cook said. Of course, Android users are angry and Google is recently fighting back. So much that it has launched a website specifically focused on telling Apple to fix the problem it has created. I will leave it in the description. As you can see, the issue is complicated, controversial, and to this day remains unresolved. I would love to hear your opinions and experiences regarding the subject in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching the video, subscribe if you want more content like this, and see you next time.